Good morning, guys. It's Jesse with Eternity Inc. And I just wanted to say last night I got to tattoo somebody. It was a man who was just fresh out of recovery, and I could relate with him a lot. You know, I spent 14 months in a recovery program, came out of it with a strong relationship with the Lord, and this is what this man is focusing on now. And it was really uplifting to speak to him. One of the things I got to share with him was how my biggest mistake of when I first got saved was I never got discipled. And I didn't understand why things were happening to me. I thought, well, I'm a Christian. My life should be good now, right? Wrong. It's not the way it works. Actually, it gets harder. Now you know the sins you're committing. Now you know what's happening to you, though. And now you know how to fight it. So, let's get into today's discipleship reading. It's Discipleship Builds Character. He has told you men what is good and what it is the Lord requires of you, only to act justly, to love faithfulness, and to walk humbly with your God. That's from Micah 6:8. So when Jesus addressed his disciples, he warned that each one must take up his cross and follow me. The disciples must have known exactly what the master meant. In Jesus' day, prisoners were forced to carry their own crosses to the location where they would be put to death. Can you imagine that? Having to carry this big, huge... It's like, think about two railroad ties tacked together, and you're hauling that up a freaking mountain to go get hung on and die. Thus, Jesus Christ's message was clear. In order to follow him, Christ's disciples must deny themselves and instead trust him completely. Nothing has changed since then. If we are to be disciples of Christ, we must trust him and place him at the very center of our beings. Jesus never comes next. He's always first. The paradox, of course, is that only by sacrificing ourselves to him do we gain salvation for ourselves. The 19th century writer Hannah Whitehall Smith observed, the crucial question for each of us is this: do you think of Jesus and do you have a personal acquaintance with him? Indeed, the answer to that question will determine the quality, the course, and the direction of your life today and for all eternity. Jesus has called upon believers of every generation, and that includes you, to walk with him. Jesus promises that when you follow in his footsteps, he will teach you how to live freely and lightly. That comes from Matthew 11:18-30. Y'all should check that out. And when Jesus makes a promise, you can depend on it. There is not Christianity without a cross, for you cannot be a disciple of Jesus without taking up your cross. And that's a quote from Henry Blackaby. As I read that, I realized that, what does it mean to pick up a cross? That means that you have to take what comes along with being a Christian. The ridicule, the denial of yourself. You can't do what everybody else does. The pleasures of this world, the fleshly desires are all things that picking up your cross means denying. That includes drugs and alcohol for me. So those are things that they're poison to me. I'm allergic to them, and I die from it. And the only way I stay sober-minded for my family, for my business, for everything that the Lord's given me is through the Lord. So guys, take it to heart. Be in church. Find somebody, a wise person with a fruitful walk that can guide you through life's troubles. This is Jesse with Eternity Inc. See you guys later.
This cool night air leaves me searching and waiting.